St. Ricketts with Fire Cannot Burn off the debut self-titled album St. Ricketts. It's been our theme song for many years, and it continues to roll on. As I say, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday night. Notice the studio has been moved around a little bit, making some changes. Changes are coming. Good St. Ricketts on out of here. Thank you, fellas. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesday night, 100% live. This is the show. Yeah. Coming soon. Yo. Jeff Shark Bernie with you. And yeah, Tuesday. Indeed, Brent Worrell. Kinsey King in the house. Yo, fam. What is up? It's Tuesday. Changes. Like I said, making changes. Experimenting a little bit with the studio, if you will, which right now is a little more of a disaster after a little water leak broke loose over there, and some modernized equipment didn't quite go as planned. Still here, still ready. Tuesday night, the O Show. Camera angle, you're going to start to notice the tooth thing too. As I said, the tooth is coming out soon. They're going to pull a bunch of these up front and change me up. As you can see, it's annoying the shit out of me already. Looking at me on the big screen, all I see is this jagged tooth. Anyway, we're here for another live Tuesday night episode of The Yo Show. And I know a lot of you, last week I gave a lot of speculation. I was told to start flapping about it, and I did. The potential return soon of the one and only Jewel TV. That's right. Very possible, very coming. Last week she was here in-house, watched kind of how it was going on. Wants to make herself in studio here with us. We're working on that. New screens, new cameras, new equipment. You might have to put your eyes on, you might have to put your eyes on the new equipment. We were close. A little echoey. Music was a little shaky. Did not get Jewel here. You have to try it on her end. Try it on my end. This gorgeous new Shure microphone I'm staring at. Coming soon. It's all coming soon. Big changes. Kinsey King, we have spoke over the last couple weeks. Her goal is to return. She wants to be part of the action. Where she's currently located is tough. It's a house full of people. So she said maybe we could do something there. So I've gotten this rather large expanded table. I got nice little mic and stand for my potential cohort. I've got the Shure mic over there. We have 3 ring lights. I backed them up a little bit and realized how bright it was. Maybe with the new camera stuff and all, we can get a little more of a panoramic view. I'm still off center. The Funko Pops are off center. Stormtroopers in the back, holding the live on air sign. Not high enough for everybody to see it. So in my haste, I had to put together the old set the way you guys kind of recognize it. And then I couldn't get the mic, and then I couldn't get the headphones. And man, it has been a disastrous week. But we're back 100% live here tonight on the O Show. We got a double header. Yes, we do. And we love when we do these kind of things. Love double headers. 2 guests for the price of 1. But, however, my offer still stands for Jewel to use my setup. Kind of like we're almost excited to do it here now. With the potential ideas, once I fix the leak. Unbelievable. Jason Russell in the house. Yo, what's up, Jeff? Hope you're having an incredible summer. Looks like you'll be busy for a while with all your new equipment. I'm going to be busy for quite a while with all this new equipment, trying to figure it all out. Anyway, tonight, doubleheader. 2 great guests. The price of 1. Coming up at 8:30. Heavy metal band, Calloused. And then coming up at 9 o'clock, roughly, from American Mosh Pits, Vin back in the house to talk about their summer. Talk about Calloused, who is a band, American Mosh Pit official. So, a lot of great stuff coming up. I say hi to Sebastian as well. So, Calloused around 8:30, Vin around 9. We're going to play some music from Calloused. It is hard-rocking heavy metal. So, get ready. Because heavy metal people really bring it, as it did a couple weeks ago with Fight From Within. Matter of fact, let's thank Fight From Within for being here last week. Taylor Moody from the Tage Green Life podcast was our guest co-host. We had a great time. Tons of views on Facebook. Tons. Thousands. 5,000, 6,000 views. 100 plus on YouTube, the website. So it pops, man. We're definitely popping here in the air show. 7,000 views. Pretty darn awesome. Of course, last Wednesday, Cat Rivers in the second site was here. Also a good turnout. We thank everybody who makes their way into the Yo Show. Got a lot of great stuff coming into the summer. We've got a little more metal. We've got a little more of everything. We're doing it right here, 100% live. Freedom King Films in the house. A big yo to you too as well, my brother. Yeah, so I got rid of the little desk. I came out with this gigantic 8-foot thing. We'll see how it works. That's all I can say is we'll see how it works. We're here and it is red hot. Excuse me. Oof, outside. It was like 100 today. Or close to it. And felt every bit of that degrees. Kind of out of nowhere because tomorrow's supposed to be in the 80s again. What exactly we got going on here? Are we going to be 100 or are we going to be the 80s? Shout out to my wife who is in Bermuda. Her and some of her great girlfriends are out there living up, having a great time. Last weekend she was down the shore. A little bachelorette party for her cousin America. God bless. Shout out if and when you watch this replay. And then, yeah, living it up. A few weeks living it up. Let her do her thing. Because as you know, there's a lot of stuff going on later on in the summer that the Yo Show wants to be a part of. 101 officially. It felt it. Speaking of which, in case you don't know, the Yo Show, San Diego, this October, TwitchCon convention. Myself, Brent Morrell, going to head out to TwitchCon. Yeah, it's just me and the dogs. Have a great old time eating spaghetti in our underwear. I have no idea what that meant. I'm not eating spaghetti in my underwear. Cereal, maybe. Drink a little bit. Don't forget, beer of the week, too. We'll do that in a little bit. No spoilers. It's 8:10 already. God. I'll ring my bell. Gonna smoke a little vape, amongst other things. But we're going to get ready to play some music in a moment. Make sure there's no immediate banners that have to come on, is there? No. Just remind everybody that tonight, Calloused and Vin from American Mosh Pits, 8:30 and 9 o'clock, roughly, for those two bands. Let's play a song right now. Let's play some Calloused. If you're in the mood for metal, I encourage you all to warm weather to open up your windows. Let your neighbors get a little taste as we get ready to blow the roof off of this thing. We're going to play Dead Ends. And this thing absolutely slams. Again, open your windows. Let your neighbors get a taste. Tonight's guest, Calloused. About 2 minutes and 42 seconds. I'm going to play it right now. It's called Dead Ends. It's hot. Brand new EP, self-titled, just came out a few months back. Let's check it out. We'll be back. Yo Show, live, Tuesday night.
Nice ride. Nice ride. Fucking time. told you, it's gonna be a one take.
The band is Calloused. The song is Dead Ends. Red Hot Stuff 100% live. The Yo Show, Jeff the Shark Perini with you. I'm just having like a mess. Like the StreamYard thing is going in and out and in and out. Counts are different everywhere you look. I promise you folks are here. But like, yeah, man, the changes came hard and fast. Almost like kind of destroyed my week or my month or my year or you name it. But we are here. We are back live and Tuesday night. So we're ready, getting ready for Calloused. They should be out here around 8:30. We'll do our beer of the week. We'll talk about some other things. We'll talk about heat. Red hot heat. And I tell you, man, I thank God every day I'm an office worker. Now, my job is grueling. It's hard. There's a lot behind it. But I will tell you what, man, I am thankful that I'm in an office because, man, it is hot as balls out there. I will say hot as balls. Do I have anywhere to give on this mic? I feel like I'm so far away from everything. Let's try that. Am I good? Can you hear me? Am I nice? I pushed the ring lights too far back. We're reconstructing. We're doing things fun here in year number 8. And yes, we are expecting Jewel Titi. We almost had Jewel Titi again tonight. We're going to try 2 different rooms. We just want to make sure it comes out good. We don't want to bring her back and have it go stale at all. We don't want to rush anything. Make sure everything is done right here at the Yo Show. Go figure, a show actually caring that much about that light's got to be turned off. So yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. We're making some changes. Jewel said again today she is ready to be part of it again, wants to be part of it. We couldn't be more excited, quite honestly. That's great for us. You know we love her. The audience loves her. She's just a terrific person. Like I said, whatever she went through and whatever went on in life is, you know, that was yesterday. We're ready for more today. I'm going to do a little checking for you real quickly. For all you out there that are wondering. Phillies and Houston Astros. 0-0 in the top of the first inning. Like I said, last week when this game closed, Jewel was in-house. My wife was trying to set her up and get her ready. Didn't quite go. Today we talked. I said, mostly depends on that roadcaster. We can get that roadcaster going. And we can get her back in the house sooner rather than later. Because I honestly know that's why people tune in. I'm not even trying to lie about it. I know people come in and see the bands, all that good stuff. But in essence, it's all about Jewel. We're back also tomorrow night, in case you're wondering. Got an awesome band, Witch Force, on the program tomorrow night. So we're coming back at you 2 nights, back to back. 2 guests tonight. So 3 guests all in all over the next couple of days. Lucky you. And my live on air sign went out. So yeah, that's usually. This construction is a disaster, I tell you. That's right. Having a good time. A lot of stuff to go over. We haven't really been doing the topics over the last couple of weeks, but one of the hottest topics to do. Well, we'll talk about that later. Of course, we're going to talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're NBA champs. So the Florida Panthers in hockey, Oklahoma City Thunder in basketball, the Philadelphia Eagles in football. We remain to see who baseball is going to be the reigning champ. Congratulations to Oklahoma City. Indiana deserved a better ending. You know, Halliburton getting that Achilles injury in that last game. I don't even know if he should have played. I know the guy was your bread and butter, your heart and soul, but that leg just was not getting any better. And it was a bad ending, just a horrible ending to see for a guy who really turned up his game, stepped up his game for the playoffs. Pacers really showed a lot of heart, a lot of soul, had a great playoff run. But Oklahoma City is your champs. Congratulations to them. And on to next year, on to the draft, which is tomorrow night. The Sixers picked 3rd, and there are swirling winds all over about the potential who they're taking. Ace Bailey amongst many names that have popped up. Potential trade, trading down, moving around, over and back. Let's just get somebody good that's going to contribute. Let's get somebody in here that we trust, that we draft, that we want to play in this freaking city. How about it? Let's not mess around anymore. I'm tired of messing around. So tired of it. So yeah, the NBA draft is tomorrow night. Sixers pick third. Congratulations, of course, to Oklahoma City Thunder. Speaking of basketball, there is a new craze, a new sensation across basketball. And why not? Absolutely, why not? I will get the banner ready and I'll kind of get into the Sophie Cunningham craze. Now, for all you who have not seen, boop, that is Miss Cunningham. Let's blow her up for a second. Boop, there she is. So she's kind of like the enforcer or the unofficial bodyguard of Indiana's Caitlin Clark, who many say is the best player possibly in WNBA history. Okay, so a lot of tough fouls, a lot of cheap shots, a lot of bad media. So they bring in Cunningham, who's a former football player at our high school, soccer star, and she's just that girl's going to go after her. She's tough. She's not taking any nonsense. She also has a background in Taekwondo. So now, if you're going to get into the thing with Caitlin Clark, you're going to try roughing her up and talking smack and intimidating her. Well, now you got to go through this rather beautiful, as I'll show you again, rather beautiful force here. Blow that up. There is Sophie Cunningham of Indiana, the WNBA. We're going to talk a little bit later about the WNBA and why I think it's got to get out of its own way to stop the suffering. Talk a little more about the Sophie Cunningham craze because it's everywhere. Pictures everywhere, stories everywhere about this girl. And some people are like, well, it's kind of a bad way to make your name if you're trying to get serious. Keep in mind, hockey's full of them. A lot of guys known as enforcers, goons, fighters, if you will, kind of making their name in the NHL, and they've been doing it for years. So it's really nothing new to see anybody get categorized as an enforcer. Especially when it looks like Sophie Cunningham. Yeah, I showed you that. For the people at home who are wondering, it's not just about Sophie Cunningham. It's also a lot about Sydney Sweeney. Derek, if you're out there, that's for you, bud. This Saturday, let's remind everybody about this Saturday. It is going to be an absolute gem. Cosmic Arts Center in Potsdam. The Key Concert Series is back in action, and this one is a goodie. Rockfest, featuring 4 red, hot, perfectly hitting rock bands. Crooked Ways, our good friends. The dudes from Dark Fly. The Grimjacks. And the Jaspers. They'll be on the main stage upstairs, the rock stage. Downstairs. There's a downstairs also. A acoustic evening with our great friends Burden of Guilt and the lovely Justina and Sophie who were on the show a few weeks back. All this. 6 bands plus vendors plus kind of museum type stuff from the Cosmic Arts Studio. All this Saturday. Tickets are $20 at the door. 310 East High Street, Potsdam, PA. I'm sorry, $25 at the door. But still, it's sober. Look at it. 6 awesome bands. A tea-bar, beer. Awesome music. Key Concert Series. I'll be back in the house. I missed the last few Key, and that hurts me because these are great. And the bands they're having here are great. Crooked Ways, Dark Fly, the Grimjacks, the Jaspers, Burden of Guilt, Justina and Sophie, all Saturday, January 28th. Doors open at 6 p.m. Come check out the Key Concert Series, our local music movement, as well as American Mosh Pits later on with Vin, who's not just doing PA anymore. My man's getting out and about and doing great things, great chats. A couple weeks back, he was out and just doing the thing, man. Now they're setting up shop at these shows, a little chat studio, if you will, and it was really, really cool. Sky Sweetenham, who was a guest on our show a couple years back, awesome. She was one of their guests, and it looked really cool. And Vince said maybe we'll get the Yo Show to pop on and help us out with some stuff. We would love that, man, because we love American Mosh Pits. We're going to talk to Vin about his summer. His summer is packed, and he's trying to get us out here from the Yo Show to join him on some of that stuff. It'd be an honor and a privilege, my good friend. Do we have time to sneak in another Calloused? Why the heck not? Let's get one in here. Tooth Fairy. is the song. Very cool. Accidentally started. Sorry about that. Anyway, Calloused is the band. Calloused. I keep saying Calloused. Calloused. Oh my God. I promised myself I wouldn't do that, and I finally fixed it. Calloused is the band. This is Tooth Fairy. I'm going to need a Tooth Fairy very soon. This is the Yo Show Tuesday night. A little more metal for all you fans out there. This one's about close to 4 minutes long. By the time it goes, the fellas might be in-house. We'll get ready for that. In the meanwhile, enjoy another from tonight's special guest, Calloused. This is the Yo Show. Live Tuesday night. Our very special guest tonight, Calloused and Tooth Fairy, and wow. Hope those windows are open. Get them neighbors awake. We like to defend them here. We like to defend our very own neighbors. 100% live here, Tuesday night. This is the Yo Show. Something I had to check because this is just so freakish to me. I'm starting to really lose a grip on how some of the social media stuff works. So I'm on the Yo Show Facebook channel. And I am on. Okay. Just making sure. Because this stuff gets weirder and weirder every freaking day. Todd Fry in the house. Drumming extraordinaire. One of the most beautiful drum kits I've ever seen in my entire life. It's good to see you, Todd. Thanks for popping in. JD Wolf, my man in the house. Yo, I'm here. I'm glad you are, dude, because Calloused absolutely rocks. Great metal music tonight from these dudes. Some cool music coming up tomorrow night with some kind of classic rock sound. A lot of great musicians. A lot more metal musicians, too, because I had a lot of people in the community. Like I said, American Mosh Pits, my man Vin, and a couple of the bands we've been getting on recently. And a lot of fans were like, yeah, man, more of that. Because it's funny because I guess we'll talk to it more of the band when they come out, but metal music started to kind of not really lose its place, but there was people that, like, as generations changed, guys like me and my age are still very much into metal. I remember the metal from back in the day. I said that Metallica show was a real Pantera. Like, some people were like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, what do you mean, what is that? Like, Pantera, even though it's, half the members, still pretty much rocked out. Speaking of great rock, Ryan Beckett from Milo Sky. Good evening, dude. Great seeing you. Metal is not that. I agree. Metal is getting stronger now because there's a lot more terrific bands, and they're coming out a lot coming out of this area. And like I said, when Vin comes out from American Mosh Pits, we're going to talk about some of the great shows that they're going to be covering coming up, and the bands that they're finding, and some that are bringing to the show here. Calloused is definitely one of those bands, and Vin said, dude, if you want a great band, this is them. And we reached out. We got these guys on the program. So right now, we do have a couple guys backstage. George and Connor. Thumbs up, guys. It's going to be just you two. Are we expecting anybody else? Got one more. All right, we'll hang out another second or two. It's the anticipation, the excitement that gives us what we do here. But yeah, getting very excited for it. I get very excited for all kind of music, as you know. But like I said, I'm definitely getting excited for the metal scene. One more looks like he's here. Thumbs up if everybody's ready. We got one thumbs up so far from Connor. Got one from George, one from Will. Connor, I will let you know your microphone is currently on mute. And you changed it. All right, everybody, the moment we waited for. This is why we do this every Tuesday and Wednesday night. Not to listen to me talk, although that's cute and all. But for special guests. And we bring out some of the best, some of the baddest, and some of the hardest. And tonight, a super hard band with a great sound. Let's bring them out. Our guest tonight is the incredible metal band known as Calloused. We'll bring out George, Connor, Will. A little round of applause everybody for Calloused in the house. Gentlemen, how we doing tonight?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm psyched for this. As you know, later on in the show, American Mosh Pits, Vin will be out. And he's a humongous fan of you guys and recommended you guys. And I'm like, let's check it out. And it took me, I'm going to be honest, it took about 30 seconds to say, okay, I'm down. Let's get these guys in here. So great stuff so far. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, dudes. Let's talk about the new EP. And the thing I like is you guys kind of went for an EP approach, which I love. Some people are afraid of it. Single here, single there. Some people are like, let's put a couple out. Let's get the EP. And it's self-titled and it's banging. Tell us about making the EP. A little something from all three is. We'll talk about the rigors of making an EP. We'll start out with George. Oh, we lost George.
Georgie.
George kind of somehow unofficially lost his mic. No, still can't get you. All right, we'll give George a minute. We'll start with Will. Will, tell us about the EP and the creation of it while George fixes the sound there.
Oh, it's all good. So yeah, I mean, we formed as a band around, I think, a year and a half ago, almost 2 years, and basically we were just writing a lot of our music in our Connor's basement. Well, not basement, but like his studio, like little bedroom, and we just formed some songs.
I've got the same thing here, Will. It's a basement / studio / the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, you got the setup there too. I'm trying to have the setup, but I'm broke. But I mean, it's been a fun ride so far, and we made our EP. I think it was like last August at this point, and we're aiming to make more music in the upcoming future as well. Doing some, we're starting to record, do some more stuff. Be a lot of fun. Do we have George and everyone else now?
Can you hear me?
I'm right.
Yes.
Yeah, right. We
Oh,
got
yeah,
George.
nice.
We can now hear
Alrighty.
George. So George, tell us about the EP and tell us about being a singer and not being able to work a microphone.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Just kidding. Couldn't
Well,
resist.
as someone with a collection of microphones and a brand new computer that randomly selects wherever the microphone will go,
Yeah,
this
I
is
know.
interesting. So
Yeah.
I will say, personally, self-titled is a turning point for me in music because it is my first venture into recorded music. Calloused is my first music project where I've been able to create vocals, try out harsh vocals, and these guys have really given me a chance to try something creative with this. So I have been very excited to promote this music and be able to put the effort and the extra mile into it. The 3 songs are kind of all over the place. There is a new metal influence mixed in with with deathcore and slam influences. So a lot of us are fans of like Suicide Silence and Carnifex, but we're also fans of Slipknot and Limp Bizkit and Mudvayne. Personally, I'm a huge fan of Static X, and I get a lot of inspiration for my vocals from Wayne Static.
I love Static X. Are you opposed to the new Static X? I kind of like the Mystery Singer thing.
I like the Mystery Singer thing. I think that it works out really well for them. I think that they do need to lean into a more original stance for their music, though. I think that if they lean into the new singer and rather than the whole, oh, we've got unreleased recordings, I think they do great.
I'm with that. I'm definitely with that. Connor, let's talk to you. Let's talk to you about Calloused. And I do apologize. I was calling it Calloused for a bit because, and then I finally started getting it together and I've been practicing all week and I even slipped up once tonight. But tell us about the new EP and Calloused and getting together and making your
That
your
is
move.
awesome. Well, the Calloused self-titled EP, self-titled Calloused, it really is just a little bit of everything that we love, just kind of put into one little tight 3-song package. Not too long, not too short. Like George was mentioning, deathcore to new metal. We were just taking a little bit of our favorite riffs and rhythms from each one, and then testing it out with a different feel from a different genre, till it all just kind of laid itself out. The themes of the lyrics and everything are a little bit that was more so George than anybody else, but the energy and the beats and everything, that was all Will and I. So yeah, it's
Very
a
cool.
it's a good set of tracks. Really gets you through the gym. We're in fact we're now, George, you want to tell them about what genre we are now?
We have currently branded ourselves as Creatine Core New Jam.
I like that. I feel like I'm ready to go to the gym. My wife's been begging me for years. I actually feel ready. And she said, all that metal and all that hard rock you listen to, you can't slap headsets on and go out for like a half-hour power walk or something. I'm like, I could. I definitely could, but I'd rather do this.
Word of motivation you need.
I kind of agree with that, though, because like music like that hits me. That's what I said. Like, I need something to absolutely rock. And everybody always says, like, oh, give me something new to listen to when I go to the gym. I'm like, I've got bands coming out my butt. And then I start, and guys like you, I throw it out there. So I got bands coming. If you want to get to the gym, slap these dudes on. It'll give you that motivation. And the one song we played earlier, I love it, Dead Ends. Let's talk about it. We'll start with George. Listen about the song and how you guys go about creating songs. I know how you got the beat, the lyrics a little more deeper.
So Dead Ends is about trying your best. It's as simple as that. So the lyrics are so it's kind of it kind of paints a narrative of a person who is frustrated, who is complacent, and it was written in a specific point in my life where I felt where I was frustrated and complacent, and so being being kind of like mirroring life into art, so to say. I wrote the lyrics for Dead Ends from a place of frustration where I felt things weren't really going anywhere. And I think that the subject that is talked about, especially towards the center of it, there's a line where it says, "I'm leaving you now, you're failing me now, you're so fucking out of touch." It's recognizing that the things that you're so in tune to that is holding you back are things that you shouldn't really be focused on, and you should be focused on making sure that you're growing from these things rather than staying back.
I like that. I like that a lot. And I guess I'll take a piece from Will and Connor. When George comes out with lyrics like that and says, all right, let's put music to it, or is it the other way? You put music to it. And then George's like, all right, well, I got the lyrics. How does that work out with you two guys?
Yeah, it's been like a in our writing process, it's been like a mix of both. Either maybe me or Connor will have an idea or like a song structure or riff idea or drum idea, and we'll like kind of like go off each other. And then from there, we'll usually George has been like, he will have like an inspiration for a song, but in terms of how it's going to go and lay out, like obviously, like we will usually kind of have like a somewhat of a structure, and we all just bounce off each other. It's been a great like little writing session. I feel like with our writing, we don't have usually always like the most set plan, and that's how I feel like our weird genre mixing core kind of just comes out of nowhere. Is that we just kind of go with the vibe of the song's going to be and what we think would sound great and go hard, really. So that's just kind of how our writing process has developed, and I mean I think it's worked, So
far, so good, right?
Yeah.
What do you think, Connor? Is that kind of like your same attack?
Yeah, pretty much. My favorite part about writing music with this group, this isn't my first group, unlike George. My favorite part is we literally just jam it out until we just find what works. And I'm like, wait a second. You know that thing you did 2 minutes ago? Do that part now. And then I'm going to do what we were just doing just now. And then boom, like that just slowly crafts a song bit by bit. And that's something I never really experienced before this project. So I think it really attributes to the uniqueness of the sound.
Pretty awesome. It sounds like then, not to paint anybody as arrogant or cocky, it sounds like it's coming kind of easy for you guys, which is pretty cool. And I've talked before about metal. Metal has a lot of great fans. We've had a couple bands on recently, and it's just swarming with people getting in here. I guess are there names, are there areas, etc., of bands that you love, or areas you think are your best, or areas that are up and coming? We'll start with Connor. Any bands you want to shout out, or any locations that you think metal is getting stronger? Because I think here in PA, it's got a hell of a following.
Oh, yeah. PA is definitely big time there. Well, Salisbury, our hometown, there's nothing like it. We're an hour and a half, 2 hours away from any venue that's anywhere near this size, and it's just middle of downtown in this small town here. Bands come from all over the country to play here. And then you got all the local talent. Us being the most talented, of course, now.
Of course. Yeah, do
it. Calloused, As We Lose Blood, Bloody Finger, Slumped Over Head Open, aka Soho 410 now. Many more beyond that. There's just a ton of talent sprouting in this area specifically, and I really hope that one day you get a chance to come visit Lurking Class Skate Shop. The hub of music here, the reason that we're even in a band together is that place. I met both of these guys there.
I've heard a lot about that recently. Of course, again, like I said, Vin from American Mosh Pits talks about that place a lot. And Maryland's not that far from me. And I've traveled upstate PA 3-4 hours away to spend a weekend and see music. I'll do it down south as well. Got no problem with that. George, the Maryland scene for you and the East Coast thing, is this like where metal's kind of becoming the hub?
I think that definitely the East Coast is where metal is kind of congregating, so to say. I think that definitely in the Pennsylvania area and the Maryland area, there are a lot of talented metal bands that are coming out. And I went to a show in Virginia not too long ago. It was Kayanashi and Omerta. And I was talking to someone who was at the merch booth, and they're like, take a look around. Everyone here is in a band. And I was like,
Wow.
there's no way. And the show was almost sold out. And so to really think that if you're, so that was in Richmond, Virginia. And so you really think about like there's Virginia, and then there's Pennsylvania, and then there's Maryland, and all of these states there's so many bands putting in the work. It's hard to really pick between like which bands are really bringing it together. However, I do agree with Connor where Lurking Class is really bringing together a lot of talented groups and giving them the opportunity to share the spotlight with these big bands. Like you've got us sharing the same opportunity as bands like Filth and Full of Hell, and in a couple of months or so, Waking the Cadaver will be at Lurking Class Skate Shop. So it's putting bands on our scale at the same level as absolute legends in our genre.
And I kind of think that's clutch, and it's something I've kind of preached. Not that my word is the be all end all, but I preached that if you're going to bring in a band with a little more of a name, get some of the awesome local talent also in on that same show, so it broadens the audience. Will, what do you think? Will, let's get your input on that, the local scene, and kind of like that same subject, bringing local acts in with bigger out of town names and making everybody blow up at once.
Yeah, I feel like that's been the amazing part of Lurking Class, and then overall just the Eastern Shore scene that I've seen develop in general. I mean, when I started in Calloused and in some other local bands and such, like there was basically only Lurking Class and some other venues, but really Lurking Class has been able to like stand above the rest and has been able to like broaden the scene so broadly to where like there's bands who we saw, I mean, like George mentioned, where they're now supporting headline acts going on like massive tours and basically, kind of evolving a past Lurking. But it's great to see that these bands, we were notable enough for them to stop through. Right.
Sure.
And in terms of like seeing how like Salisbury bands like us and other bands like smaller local acts are able to support these bigger bands, help just grow our profile as much as, help the band who's coming through as well. Because it just means everyone's going to have a better time. Everyone's going to, be there and hopefully have fun, and everyone is, going to enjoy themselves with some good music. So it's been amazing to see the scene just grow, and I'm happy to be a part of it and happy to see it grow as well. And even in other spots on the Eastern Shore, we're seeing other types of venues like pop up. Like one of our friends does like kind of pop up shows at like a pizzeria in this place called Easton, and he's done stuff in Denton. So yeah, it's really cool just to see more and more pop up, and it's just I feel like the scene's just gonna keep growing.
For reference on that, by the way, that's I think it's No Direction Booking. It's our friend Jeff, and he books at Easton Pizzeria.
Gotta put that down too. I always like to write notes and learn more stuff. No Direction Booking. I saw, of course, the 3 a.m. like Denny's takeovers. You guys have been a part of a Denny's takeover?
We took photos at Denny's.
I mean, we took photos at Denny's. Guys, I think we found the next thing we have to do.
I think you got a good point, Jeff. We need to reach out to some Denny's right quick.
Right, I think there was like I saw a YouTube video of like it was a Denny's takeover or something where a band was playing in Denny's, and I'm like, yeah, I need to see that. Seriously, especially guys like you, that would freaking rock out because you go in, kind of like low key, nice and quiet, and all of a sudden just jump out and let it rip. I'm down for that.
Oh,
that would be badass. Our cover photo, our Spotify picture since we put the EP up has been us sitting at Denny's. I don't know why we've never thought about this.
See that? Ideas come from all around. And we talk about, again, like American Mosh Pits, shows like mine, and other podcasts are popping up. Do you get great support? You think this is a great outlet to kind of let yourselves go, talk about behind the scenes, kind of lay back? Because we like to take it loose. Like, we don't like asking hard-hitting stuff. I don't need to know who you voted for, who you pray to, none of that. I need to know why you freaking rock. And people are like, oh, man, you do it cool. What do you think, man? Do you like moments like this, kind of letting yourself out there? We'll start with George.
I think this is great. I love how I really appreciate how you've given us the opportunity to share with new people our music and our opinions on how we've created the process, and people like Vince have only given us even more opportunities to play more shows and show more people how we make our music and play. And so we're very grateful for both you and Vince bringing people like us out and to more people.
I appreciate that. I hate to say it in front of like 3 hard rock and metal dudes, but I get emotional sometimes and I cry.
No.
I do
Oh,
appreciate it because that kind of stuff makes it worthwhile. And people are like money and this. I'm like, nah, I don't want any of that. I just want people to be able to come on here, feel comfortable, come on here, lay it out, and at the end be like, hey man, it was cool. I like stuff like that. Connor, how about you, man? Is this your scene? You digging it?
Oh yeah, this is awesome. This is a great opportunity that you're giving to bands of all sizes. I'm really appreciative of people like you. There's not too many out there that are really trying behind the scenes and everything. The ones that are not out there on stage playing and everything to inspire the next generation of rockers and metalheads. You know, it's a great thing, and
I love that.
I'm really glad to be a part of it.
Thank you very much. Before we get Will's answer, my wife is in Aruba and she wanted to shout out yo. So good evening, wife, all the way in Aruba. See, even when they vacation,
Hey, Cassie.
they still tune into the program. Will,
Can't
how
stop.
about your thoughts, man?
I mean, yeah, no, this has been an amazing. Yeah, sorry, I thought I lost you for a second.
I
This
know
has
we're
been
good.
an-
We're here.
yeah, this has been an amazing, like, fun time being just in bands. It's always cathartic. Like being on stage is just kind of different, you know. It's hard to explain a little bit. It's just cool to see people like, really messing with the stuff that you just would do in your room randomly, right? You would only be playing music just by yourself, but then seeing other people, like, it's the thought that counts. Like people taking time out of their night or day or whenever you're playing to come see you, to maybe support you, and just having fun all around. It's just really good to see. So it's been fun so far. I've been playing drums for forever, and it's been cool to just show the world, I guess.
I appreciate it. And one of our guests a couple years back, pretty big guy back in the day of MTV, Dave Aragon or Diggity Dave. He said like you basically let people like peel their skin back and let you see the inside of them without like a rough approach or like a digging. You should just let people talk. It's kind of like what it is. Like I kind of treat this like we're all like hanging at a bar or a restaurant or something, just kind of chatting, shooting the breeze, about what makes you guys tick, which I think is freaking awesome. Stage presence. Any fear still of you guys master getting on stage? Is there a lot of hiccups still and nerves and stuff like that before you get out there? We'll start with Connor.
I mean, I love getting into it, but as a 3-piece, I am the only one on guitar, so I have to stay pretty locked in most of the time. Sometimes when we're covering a song, especially when we cover "Break Stuff" by Limp Bizkit, which is one that we don't break out every show, but when the crowd's going, we know that they'll like it. I just jump in the crowd. I got a wireless guitar cable, so I could just run around in the mosh pit, just strumming those open notes, because the whole song is like 3 notes anyways.
That's
So
pretty
yeah,
cool.
stage presence is never a problem for me, unless it's a song I really got to lock in on and just like basically stare at my guitar because I need to practice a little bit more. But yeah. So it's not always a problem, but when it's not a problem, I'm moving and I'm knocking heads in that pit.
Oh, I'm sure. Will, how about you, man?
I mean, I in terms of nerves, like I still get them every now and then. I'm overall pretty confident in myself. Just like if before the show, I make sure I know the set list. I make sure if we're doing new songs, something new, I rehearsed it a little bit. My only times when like it's technical difficulties, which are inevitable to happen on any show, that's always stressful a little
Amen.
bit. And then, I mean, yeah, just sometimes like every now and then life happens. Like, well, the show coming up at all. Oh my God, we all got work. We all got something, and we don't get as much practice. Every now and then there's hiccups, sure, but I mean, most of the time the audience still don't even notice, right? And if they do, it's like fleeting. It's not, people aren't gonna, unless it's like, a massive mess up or something, people aren't gonna remember. They're gonna remember the overall good time they had. So
I agree. George, how do you feel, man? Stage fright, or you said you've been in other bands, so I guess you're a little more used to it.
Well, Connor said that he's been in other bands.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, being on stage is interesting for Calloused because I like to be interactive. So I try to make sure that
He likes to not be on stage, is what he's trying to say.
I so I try to make sure that every time I have a wireless setup or I have a 50 to 100 foot cord because I like to get in the mosh pit. I
Oh.
like to throw spin kicks while performing. I like to pull people out of the crowd and start pits. I like to be ignorant while performing.
Never heard that before. I like that phrase.
We have a weird style where literally both of these guys are wireless. So sometimes they'll both get off stage and just go in the crowd, and I'm just sitting there, just like, oh well, what am I supposed to do? That's happened a few times.
there have been a couple of shows where we'll be performing and I will get off the stage and leave the venue and I will start performing at the bar next door.
That is
And-
something I definitely got to see. I got to get
and,
out to see you guys.
The people at the bar next door are very confused as to why I am doing an acoustic set in the bar, and everyone in the venue is very confused as to why I am still audible in the venue without being there.
Nashville, Tennessee in the house. That's just some great stuff. And I like that because it's you talk about nerves and stage fright. And I know some people that have had it and dealt with it in different ways. You guys figure, you know what? Let's not just use the stage. Let's use the crowd and be one with the crowd. And I guess that kind of helps your personal because people are like, yeah, fucking hey, these guys aren't just sitting there on stage kind of mailing in. They're giving us their all. I like that approach a lot. Worst moshing accident. Because I know I got leveled a couple months back and I wasn't right for days. You guys got one?
Well, I've had a couple. Personally, when I saw Slipknot at Blue Ridge 2022, I broke my nose, but I was so drunk that I did not notice until the next day.
Oh my God.
And yeah, it was terrible. And on the same note, I think about 3 weeks later, I was at Vein FM and somebody rocked me backwards up into the air, the same place I got hit at Slipknot.
Oh my
And
God.
I thought that I just lost my nose.
I've been banned. My wife has banned me from mosh pits for life. Will, you got a good mosh pit story? You're less of the mosher because you're usually behind the drum.
Yeah, I'm overall probably a little more tame. I've had like an injury where I like fell. Like I was like, funny enough, someone who's on the call right now like pushed me onto a stage and I fell on my shoulder and it hurt for
He
a
gave a
while.
nod too. Didn't seem all that
Yeah,
ashamed of
he
me.
doesn't seem too apologetic. But a funny one was there's one show, funny enough, at Lurking, where I'm not gonna lie, I was like not really feeling like it was. There were cool bands, but I was like, I'll come out. It's like a Sunday, but I got a huge infected spider bite on the side of
Oh
my
my
head.
God. Oh,
Yeah, but I still came anyways, right? And there was this guy doing a bunch of spin kicks. It was like a hardcore show, and he ended up kicking me twice in the face. I'm like 2 people behind, right? I'm not getting in the pit. He still finds a way to kick me in the face, and it ends up my wound drained, like partially. So I was poosing like everywhere in the venue,
oh my
and yeah,
God.
so that was funny, I guess.
That's a good one. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a unique one, I guess.
Yo, shout
So-
out Sunny Mondays.
Yes, literally the drummer for
So
Sunny Mondays.
The
He was really
pressure is on Connor. No offense. Right now, Will's in the lead. Connor, you got one that beats that.
Oh yeah. No, Blue Ridge 2023. I don't know if I could beat that spider bite. That's insane. Blue Ridge 2023. This was the shit show, the one that got completely shut down on like day 2.
Wow.
Day 3 comes around. Everybody finds out it was canceled. And so one of the trailers, or like one of the groups of people at the campsite they set up their own show. And I can't recall exactly which bands go and play at this show, but it's just 500 people surrounding a tent that a band is playing under. And my guilty pleasure, I set my friends on fire, gets on stage and starts playing. So I get in that pit, and it doesn't take but 5 5 or 6 minutes. It was probably only 30 seconds, but it felt like 5 or 6 minutes to me before I
Feels like an
dislocated
eternity.
my elbow.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I dislocated my elbow. I just ran through the crowd, found somebody. They were like, "I know how to fix that." And they just popped my stuff back into place. And yeah,
No.
but I didn't
No
get
way,
kicked
never.
in the spider bite. That's pretty crazy. I remember when that happened. Well, that was traumatic for me. I was trying to block that out of my memory, but
I remember.
I tell you what, this is why you go to the shows when you get bands like this that are interactive. And I got to remind you, because you all said, sometimes you'll get a chance to practice. You got to go to work. Buy the merchandise, buy the music, download the music, get in there, go to shows, buy tickets, get to see original artists, whether it's metal, rock, pop, whatever the hell it is you're into. And if you're not into it, get into it, learn it, meet your friends that are with it. And of course, the powers of social media. Social media is shadow. I know it's got its bad moments, but it's brought me to bands like you and people like Vin. And they said, hey, man, check this out, check that out. I've become a huge fan. What I would love to do, you guys, like I say, are still new into it, first EP. When you guys come out with another one, how about coming back and doing a little more of this?
We'd love
Yeah.
to.
No, it would definitely be down. Yeah.
that would definitely be
love it.
awesome.
Shout out to one of the baddest metal mosh pit dudes around, and Zach. Zach, what's up, dude? Zach gets down and dirty at these shows. Massive fan. And here's another guy bringing us names of bands. Like, hey, have these guys on and these guys. And we're doing a lot of that. Got some moshing happening this weekend. Yeah, we do. We run shows as well up in Pottstown. We got some big artists out there. We do a little lighter moshing than you guys are used to, but we're all on the same ticket. If everybody out there wants to find Calloused, you can. Instagram, Calloused_band. Facebook is Calloused MD. Music is on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, everywhere. Get it. The EP self-titled is out right now. I'm going to play another song from that EP in a few moments. But I want to give a humongous thanks to Will, George, Connor. Thank you guys so much. Calloused is a band. I'll never get it wrong again because this kicked ass. And I give you another
Calloused.
round of applause. Calloused. And, somebody said that to me. Somebody's like, I don't think you're saying that right. I'm like, I don't. And then I start Googling and looking it up. I'm like, man, I suck. And I was joking around, I suck at this. I suck at this.
All good. Hey, I mean, we use that name all the time.
It's catchy. It'll be your alter ego thing. Like Halloween
Yeah.
night, come out as a band known as Calloused.
Calloused, cover our own songs. Yeah.
Yeah, hey,
We'll only play banjo.
yeah, I like that. You guys too clever for my own good, at least. That's what I always say, man. When you guys are artists, there goes a certain bit of brilliance with that. So hats off to all the work you do. Again, Will, Connor, and George. Calloused is the band. Thank you, guys. We will talk real soon. And anybody wants to see them, go to the sites down below. Check these guys out because they're a red hot band, and I love their music. Yeah, why not banjo? Why not banjo in every song? Even metal. Let's get metal banjo. Let's play another song from the band. Abracadaver is this one. It is a goodie. And I think I accidentally clicked off one of the songs. Maybe we'll get that later. All right, let's turn it up. Tonight's special guest, Calloused. And one of their new ones, Abracadaver. About 3 minutes and 18 seconds long. Tuesday night, the Yo Show is 100% live. We'll be right back.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
Abracadaver is the song. The band is Calloused. Our very special guest tonight here on the Yo Show. Let's check in on Vin, because said we'd have him around 9, and he's running a little late. That happens. Happens to the best of us. I know, because we here at the Yo Show are the best of us. Get back on my profile. Let's see if we got anything from Vin. Not at the moment, so we'll hang around. Expecting Vin from American Mosh Pits around 9-ish. Appears to be maybe a little bit later than 9-ish. And if he doesn't come, I still love his face. I'm not watching the Phillies. Basically what I do is now, and what I hate to admit it, when Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I kind of lock myself into this. Thanks for having us on. Absolutely. Thank you to the gang for coming on. Great stuff. Great stuff. Let's do a little Phillies check-in from my man Ryan Beckett and the fans across Philadelphia. Nothing. Bottom of the 4th inning. Ranger Suarez. Ooh, that ball was deep, but it's caught. Okay, so Ranger Suarez on the mound for the Phillies against the very tough Houston Astros. Phillies at 47 and 31. Nice improvement. Yeah, big thanks to Calloused. We're going to do, while I wait for Vin. You're in the zone. I respect it. The other night I went to a San Francisco Giants. The Giants are like red hot right now, too. We just picked up Devers from Boston. They're red hot. We do a little thing here called Beer of the Week. Let's wait for Vin to come on out. We're going to do Beer of the Week. Something different every week. It's new to me. It may not be the newest release. It may not be the newest name out. It may have been around forever. It's new to me. And this week's Beer of the Week, we thank the people over at Conshohocken Brewing Company for Watermelon. That's right, Wooder. Watermelon beer. An American wheat ale with watermelon. That's about it. Go where the path takes you. That's all it says. Very simplistic by the guys at Conshohocken Brewing. Some beers put a big story on there. They don't. They get right to the basics. And I'm a big fan of wheat, big fan of watermelon. I don't see any digits on this thing as far as... Oh, there it is. It's 6% alcohol by volume. Of course, do an independent craft stamp. So here it is. Beer of the week. We're going to give a try to watermelon. Now, keep in mind, this is the first time I'm trying it. Although the other night when the wife saw it, she's like, oh my God, I want to try it. No. It's the beer of the week. It's the O Show. It's Tuesday night. It's watermelon by Conshohocken Brewing. Let's look at the comments. Is it a sour kind of? No, it's a wheat ale. So a basic kind of like a basic spot with flavor. Beer indeed. Beer of the week will always be High Life. You and Jewel, I'm telling you. And Jewel, like I said, we're expecting Jewel back in a week or two as soon as we can figure all this technology out. She'll be back. But here is to Watermelon American Wheat Ale. Oh, yeah, it's good. Definitely good. This is a summer timer. Get them nice and chilled. This has been out for a little bit, waiting for the show. Nice and chilled. There's some watermelon. Maybe more of a synthetic style watermelon, but a watermelon nevertheless. Shout out to Coors Banquet. Of course. Of course, shout out to Coors Banquet. That's the beer of Johnny Lawrence. Great stuff. I was hiding my beer during the interview. I was like, oh, absolutely. That's, like I said, man, it's like we're hanging out at a bar. We're drinking, having some drinks. There's no FCC on this stuff. If there was, it would have been canceled years ago. Very many years ago. Sounds interesting. Just had a pomegranate. See, I'm into that. I'm into wheat ales with the flavor because you seem to get more of the flavor they're after. So like pomegranate, and I remember that was one of the first like flavored beers I had when Michelob came out with a pomegranate. That was pretty cool. I'm also giving Vin the finger backstage. That's beer of the week. I usually give it a number. I'm going to go pretty high on this one, knowing because I'm so much into the watermelon flavoring. I'll go with 4.2 solid on Watermelon American Wheat Ale by Conshohocken Brewing. Now, one person that always gets a 5 out of 5 rating. Hell, this guy gets a 10 out of 5 rating is our next guest. And it's like the party's not even a guest anymore. It's more like a correspondent who comes on and just gives us the scoop and the skinny on great concerts and awesome bands out there. From American Mosh Pits, one of my dearest friends, music dudes, idol, guy I want to be someday. Let's give it up for Vin from American Mosh Pits. Vin in the house, what is up, brother?
What's up, Jeff? How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic, dude. It's always a pleasure to have you come on out and hang out with us. Shout out, Vin, of course. Let's go, Vin.
How was it with the band that I managed, Calloused? How'd they do?
Fantastic. Great bunch of guys, man. Fun, informative, very smart young men in their trade, and the music kicks ass, dude. So congratulations yet again.
One of the reasons a lot of bands want management, and a lot
Sure.
of bands obviously want management from us or me. And one of the reasons I selected them, there's John. Hey, John. One of the reasons I selected them specifically was when I first sat down with them at a meeting, they were the most professional and well-organized group of guys that I had met with that was young like that. And that impressed me. And it impressed me how organized and how put together they were. And that's what made me want to get on board with them. One of the factors that made me want to get on
Sure.
board with them.
Had nothing to do with the fact that they absolutely kick ass.
Oh, amazing. And you and me are very close to the same age, and we remember a lot of the music from the 90s. And I like the three-piece band vibe. It gives that Primus kind of gig that, you get this solid sound, but you only have a limited amount of people on the look. Zach Wolf, there's another winner right there. Keep an eye
my
on
man.
that kid.
Oh yeah.
But
Two eyes on that kid.
they really put together a sound that you think there would be more. And I know that George and the guys are looking at some possible different things they're going to do in the future. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out. And did they talk about the July 24th show?
No, they didn't. That was kind of on me because I tend to direct and leave with questions, and sometimes I get all the way here and forget to come back here. But give
well,
us the
I'm
skinny.
in sales, so it's my job to sell. And right now, you can buy tickets to Vin's big birthday bash at the Racehorse Tavern in York, Pennsylvania. That is a 717 Entertainment American Mosh Pits collaboration. And Nick had Green Jelly there. Obviously, he was in the band, and he's good friends with Bill still. And anytime Green Jelly does a tour, Bill hits Nick up, hey, do you want the PA stop? And ironically, he was like, hey, I'm going to be in PA late July. And I don't know how it ended up being on July 24th. But Nick called me and said, hey, man, isn't your birthday July 24th?
Oh, shit.
At first, I was impressed that he remembered that. And I said, yeah, it is. And he was like, you want to have a birthday party? And we'll have Green Jelly as the headliner. And Bill is going to bring the tour in. And he said the date would fall on your birthday. And I was like, let's do this. This is amazing. I said, I'm going to tell you, Nick, no one in my life has ever, besides like my parents, for like my first 2 birthdays, and that was it.
Right.
You got 2, and then they bought a beach house, and they were like, this is your birthday. It's in July. We go to the beach. That's what it is.
Every freaking year.
Yeah, which was fun. It was great and all, but, this is the first time someone has actually thrown me a birthday party.
That's pretty awesome. And
yeah. So I'm very thankful to have Nick as my friend and as my co-promoter in different events. And we are going to have a hell of a show. And Calloused is one of your openers on that bill. and this is the first time Calloused will open for a national touring act. So I'm excited to that we set that opportunity up for them, and it's paying gig. They're getting paid. So I mean,
There you
paid
go.
gig, and you're opening for a national touring act. So we're making the right steps there. But the big thing I want to put out there is the Racehorse Tavern is only 150 person cap room.
Wow.
So if you want to be at that show, it's going to sell out. It's going to sell out soon. And man, look at all these people.
They're popping
This
up
is just
for Vin.
amazing. All these
I love it,
people
dude.
saying "Go Vin" and all.
Right?
Oh my gosh, this is just amazing. So all you people that are commenting, get on Nick's website and buy some tickets to Vin's big birthday bash. It's going to be a winner. And I'm pretty sure the guy right there next to me on the screen is coming over to York that night as well.
He better. Yeah,
He
his
better.
wife's in Aruba. She comes home Friday. All right, you're done with your tour. Now it's time for me to tour. And
Well, yes, exactly. There you go.
we want to announce here that we are a proud sponsor of 717 Entertainment. We got into Nick's program.
Look at that right
Just a
there.
sponsor, right?
Proud sponsor.
And we get on the banner, man. I love the freaking banners. I love having the O show up there. Nick is awesome. He was on the show. He was terrific. Brings great bands, does great things. And when you mentioned about a like 3-piece powerhouse bands, a shout out to my man John Simons. His boys, of course, the Grimjacks, twin brothers that play, and they got a drummer, 3-piece, and they rock it out like a 5-piece, like you said, like Calloused. That's great stuff.
Were they at Never Early Fest? I thought there was somebody with a close name there, but
maybe it's
yeah. I feel
it's a
like I've
kick-ass
seen
thing.
them somewhere at this point. That's what I feel like. But I'll have to come up to your gig that you put on at the casino there. Maybe you should book them, and I'll come up and check them out.
Yeah, definitely. Harris at the Block, and even the ones we do at the Cosmic Arts Center up there in Pottstown. We do a lot of places. We have some great stuff going on.
I'm gonna
Not
come up to
as-
Harris. I haven't been there yet, so
It's very
I
cool.
wanna-
The
yeah,
Block
give me
is a
some dates. I'm gonna come up, no doubt.
All right. Yeah, I'll check out with Elena when she does stuff a little harder. Strange Culture played there last month, and it was awesome. Astrophel,
cool.
Strange Culture, great time. Cool place. It's kind of like back, you said, our age back in the day, like
Mhm.
the Cell Block and place like that. Brick walls,
Oh, I remember
big
that.
long stage. I mean, it's very cool.
Yeah. Do you remember in Allentown, Pennsylvania, Crocodile Rock?
Yes, I do.
Did you see anything like legendary? I saw 2 legendary shows there. Did
Not-
you see anything legendary there?
Nothing really legendary. I was
I
a little young to
saw-
remember.
Hatebreed did the 15th or 10th. It was the 10th anniversary of
Wow.
Perseverance, and it was Typo Negative was an opener, and 3 Inches of Blood. And I mean, if anybody went to Crocodile Rock back in the day, look, I played there back in the day. It was like hanging out in your buddy's basement. You know,
Kinda.
it was very frat house kind of vibe, and you saw a national touring act, but you were up front, and I mean, they were right there. I mean, there was
Right.
you saw them close, and I saw that, and who else did I see there? Machine Head. I saw Machine Head.
Wow,
there.
Jesus.
Yeah. So there you go. That was my legacy at the Crocodile Rock.
Wow, the coolest thing I ever did as far as like a national name and more of a smaller venue was I saw Ace Frehley at the Cell Block
Oh
years
my!
back. Yeah, right? It was like my birthday. I'm like, all right, kind of grew up a Kiss fan. I'm sorry.
Was that
Vin.
like his solo when he was doing like his solo
Yeah.
tour? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it wasn't a bad show. I mean, you know, Ace's voice was in. His music was always good, but you know, that's my moment.
I mean, if you're a fan, right, and you get these opportunities to enjoy these intimate, small cap venue shows, you'll enjoy it. You know, even if the voice is a little raspy and the guy, you know, he's put on a little weight or whatever it might be. It's like you said, it's an experience you're not gonna get. You're not gonna be able to sit in that setting that it feels like you're hanging out in a den or somebody's finished basement and enjoy the artist like that.
Agreed. That was like the Troc too. Troc.
Oh, the
Very
Troc was amazing.
love the Troc.
Okay, so I was at the Troc the night that they got the 5-man acoustical jam. Tesla.
No way.
Yeah, I was there. I was in the crowd. I was grounded. I had to sneak out my bedroom window, and I'm pretty sure my dad whooped my ass when I got home at 2 or 3 in the morning. But I was there for that legendary recording that night.
That's how us people back then, and John will attest, that's how we rocked and saw rock back in the day. Snuck out, got our ass kicked, and here we are, bro.
That was the real. I can't even tell you the amount of nights I got dropped off at the front of the neighborhood and would sneak down the county line ditch for about 200 yards and try to see if the lights were in, because my dad. So okay, here's the story. My dad, he had a flea market business at the Newcastle Farmers Market.
Right.
And every Saturday and Sunday, he would have to be up there at like some ungodly hour, 4:30, 5
Yeah,
o'clock
probably 3 or 4 in the
right?
morning, yeah.
So a lot of times, me and my sister would be out when we weren't supposed to, we'll say. And we always had to look to see if Dad was leaving for work, or we were trying to sneak back in the house. Because it'd be like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and he's trying to support the family, and we're screwing around. Oh God, it was good times. God. But I'll never, hundreds of concerts I went home like that. It was a great memory from childhood, no doubt.
That's great stuff. And I kind of feel that, because I used to date a girl when I was in my mid-30s. I dated a girl. She was 21. Her parents were very strict. Hardcore Irish. I was Italian. And I used to drive like an hour and a half to go see her. So some nights I would drop her off at 4 in the morning while Dad's out getting the newspaper. She's like, oh, shit. Go around the block. Go around the block. And I would go around the block, and that son of a bitch would not go in the house. I mean,
look, he's looking at the sports page. He's really looking over top. See Jeff coming around the corner.
Constantly. The man was impossible to shake. So one day it was just like, I don't want to say his name, but I'm like, Mr. Sir, nice to meet you. Your daughter's a wonderful girl. And he's like, come back sometime. Let's talk.
And that was it. Right?
That was it. That girl's long gone now. Now I'm married to a wonderful woman who's in Aruba.
That's right.
Shout
you
out.
got a beautiful wife and a beautiful life. There you go.
Absolutely. Speaking of beautiful life, I want to get into what Vin is getting into. Let's start with this awesome show you got coming up. Dark Star Collective presents The Queen. A big local Philly band, Desolation, I see on the bills bars weighing in itself. Floodgates, Duress, and For Fear. Tell us about this one, June 29th. It looks awesome.
So this is being put on by my friend Orlando. He's the owner of the Dark Star Collective. And this is all his bands that he manages. I don't know if he manages or just promotes, but they're all his bands. And weighing in is good friends of ours. And weighing in is going with me on the American Mosh Pits summer road trip on August 9th down to Danville, Virginia, to play a show down there with Dying Oath. And I saw weighing in, I don't know, maybe like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, and they just really kicked it for me. So I've been helping promote those guys, and then I got them signed on to the American Mosh Pit Summer Road Trip, which if you're a band, let me tell you a little story here. Weighing in, I saw them perform at Larkin Class Skate Shop. Was totally blown away.
Shout out.
Totally impressed. And maybe like a month goes by, and I had an opportunity. I was putting together this summer road trip to go down to Danville, Virginia in August. And I said, this band could use some exposure. If I could get them to ride with us down on this trip, because this is a event that we're playing that usually 200 to 300 people show up. Sweet. It's a yearly event. It's a benefit they pick a charity every year, and 200 to 300 people show up. So I'm like, this would be good for them. And, they looked at and I told them, I said, listen, it's an unpaid gig. You'll get a merch booth, and you're going to get exposure, and you're going to open for Dying Oath. I said, but besides that, it's unpaid. And they were like, you know what? We need to grow. That's a market. Nobody knows us. We're in. We're going to go. Well, I think a month goes by and the promoter calls me and says, I got great news. Wang Yin's getting paid. So I contacted me a little no, but that's just to show you that if you're a band out there, don't shit on the no pay gigs because you never know what it's going to turn into.
Amen. I'm with that.
Them boys are now getting paid enough to cover their hotel, their gas, their food, everything. They got enough pay to cover their whole trip.
That's what I'm all about. You never know who's in the audience. You never know what band you're going to play with, etc. Great advice, Vin, man. Get out there and do it. And a lot of bands like around here and like the ones we book, etc. through Key Concerts, a lot of them are like, look, we want to play. I don't care where. We want to play. We want to get on the stage and hone our talents. Why not?
Well, Desolation, who's playing at the Queen that night, that's a band that lives to what you just said. I've known them grinding now for about 2 years, and I've seen them play people's basements, and play outside in people's yards because it was an opportunity for them to get out there and play. And you being a sports guy, me being a sports guy, this will relate. I tell, like George, so one of the things with managing Calloused is, you're grooming them, you're helping them learn what they have to do to be in the professional music world. And one of the things I told George was being a musician is not much different than being like a wrestler, a collegiate wrestler, right?
Sure.
Mat time is extremely important. It doesn't matter if you're wrestling at a high school event or if it's a state tournament or if it's just a scrimmage match. The point of getting that realistic mat time, you can't duplicate that practice. So that prepares you for, what the things that are going to happen on a show day. How am I going to interact with that? How am I going to get over these roadblocks that happen? And that's what mat time as a musician is going to get you. So take the free shows, play people's basements, do these things you have to do. Yes, you may have to use your own money to get gas and food and things like that, but being your own band is no different than being your own business. It's your how you want to make money, and you have to invest in yourself. And whether it's, I have George getting signed up for some singing classes. We're going to work on some vocal training with George because he's lead singing for 2 bands. So some events he may lead sing 2 sets back to back.
Yeah.
So my concern is the longevity of our vocals and being able to keep our throat together. And so we have now got him going in that direction. He's going to get some training, and that's going to help him develop into the next level.
Good stuff. And I love the term mat time because I used to wrestle in high school. Like you said, in practice with your teammates, it says you can't get that exposure. No. Get out there and wrestle. And there was nights where like, we don't have a guy your weight class. I'm like, give me anybody. Give me somebody out of my weight class. Give me somebody to get on that mat with. And some teams will do it. They put a guy out there might be too heavy, non-sanctioned, non-record, whatever. But yeah, get that mat time, get that play time. That's what we have.
It's funny you said because even when you wrestled your
personal
teammates,
invites, I like that.
Yeah, I mean, even when you wrestled your teammates, right? You were never going to go 100% against your buddies or your teammates, So, like you said, you never got that full thrust experience that you need to succeed when it's the real deal.
And I like that advice from all over the place. Take the gig, paying or not. Personal invites. Invite your friends personally through social media. Make it feel like an event. Like, hey, I'm inviting you to come watch me. And people are like, oh, like he thought of me. Goes a long way. Vin, as you know.
I saw Desolation play at open mic nights.
Really?
I mean, they're packing all their gear in the vehicle. I mean, an open mic night. What do you get? 2 songs?
If that, 2-3 songs.
Yeah, and I've seen them pack everything up and drive to do that because it was an opportunity to get some mat time.
Sure, and like I said, and the marketing of it. Market yourself. Don't be ashamed to say, I'm with this band. Here's us, whether it's a business card, a sticker, word of mouth, share your social media, whatever. Like, hey, I'm in this band. Oh, well, let's do something sometime. You know what I mean? That goes a long way, too.
Absolutely. And, don't be scared if you're in Okay, so if you're in a hardcore band, or if you're in a punk band, or if you're a DJ, don't be scared to approach other genres of music. Because I go to, as everyone knows, I go to a lot of major festivals, and you will see mixed artists in there, and you'll see them get new followers, new fans, and just from being there performing at a venue that nobody thought they'd be there. And I'll tell a quick story about that. When there's a little festival down in Tennessee, I'm sure everybody's heard of, called Bonnaroo. And back in 2023, Bonnaroo came up with the idea that we are going to, because Bonnaroo was typically like a hippie festival, very, a lot of more like emo rock and a lot more that type of radio stuff. And so they said, you know what, we're a music festival. We're gonna add a heavy metal band for the first time ever. Right, and this is places where like Mumford and Sons was headliners, and I mean we're talking like, okay, let's see how this is gonna go. They put Knock Loose on the bill. Okay, we didn't just pick a metal band. We said, you know what? Let's go with the most violent, crazy metal band of 2023 we can buy. Oh, Knock Loose. That's what we'll get. All right. If you go on YouTube and you watch the performance of Knock Loose from Bonnaroo in 2023, they kill it. And Brian stands on stage and he says, "Listen, guys, we're the black sheep here. Nobody is like us. This is an experiment." And there's 30,000 people there to watch Knock Loose hippies. And I mean, they're pitting and raging. Well, whenever so well, 2024 they booked Guar to be there.
Wow.
2025, this year, they were going to have ICP there, but it got rained out. So they didn't, the ICP day got rained out. But it went over so well, it's now a thing. So there's some more advice to musicians. Don't be scared to approach other genres.
I like that. I'm a junkie for YouTube videos, so I will be on that.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, watch that set, and it will blow your mind, the reception this metalcore, hardcore band gets at this hippie festival. Blow your mind.
Let's talk about some of the great work you do with American Mosh Pits, because you strive and you tell me be professional, make it a business, get out there and just do. Something you're very proud of that you're inviting me to, and I'm trying to find my way there, of course, is the appearance at Michigan Metal Fest. And Jesus Christ, this lineup is incredible. And some locals, Traverse the Abyss, Nailbite will be there, and tons of other bands. You see the flyer right here, August 23rd. Vin has invited me a few times. My wife said, "What are you waiting for?" I said, "They drive, not fly."
Yeah. It's a long drive, I'll tell you that. But
I'm sure, but it's because it's worth a Dying Fetus, of course, right smack in the middle. There's a band with a lot of clout and just some great names. And our former guest from last week, Fight From Within. God, I love those dudes. Vin, tell us about Michigan Metal Fest and your anticipation of what to expect. That looks incredible.
So, Michigan Metal Fest, this is the third year American Mosh Pits has been involved. Okay, we have started year one as just invited media guests showing up, filming some pits. Last year we went full partnership, and we were down there and we did full documentary on YouTube. We've talked about that before.
Yeah,
that's about an hour and 20-minute documentary. It's called Michigan Metal Fest 2024: The Experience, and you can see that on American Mosh Pits YouTube. And that just goes over, Michigan Metal Fest is one of the last privately owned successful festivals out there. And the documentary goes through them setting it up on setup day, interviews with the owners, interviews with all the committee members, into coverage of the whole festival day. And so we're partners again, leading into year number 3 for American Mosh Pits. And this year was special for us because last year that we said, all right, we'll be partners, but we sponsor these bands. We need a stage spot. We got to get a band on stage. And last year we brought Nailbite. And last year, Nailbite, out of all the years they had it, after Nailbite's performance, they had the longest merch line any band ever had. People waited in line up to an hour and a half to buy merch and meet Nailbite after their performance last year. Okay?
Wow.
So when it was all said and done, the dust settled over Michigan Metal Fest 2024, and I mean, they start planning like almost immediately for the following year. And they call me and they're like, "Hey, man, how many sponsored bands do you got?" And I was like, "Well, we got 4. How would you like 4 spots on the main stage this year?" No problem. So all 4 of American Mosh Pit sponsored bands on the main stage this year for 2025. Fight From Within, Nail Bite, Diversity Abyss, Dying Oath, all going to Battle Creek, all playing on the main stage, not the second stage. So that was an amazing thing that we're going to be part of. Now, for you guys, if anyone's watching, here's a special thing. See all these Michigan Metal Fest tickets in my hand? They're for you, the fans. We want you to come with us.
Wow.
So, anyone watching the Yo Show tonight that wants to go to Michigan Metal Fest 2025, you message American Mosh Pits, either Instagram or Facebook, and say, "I want Michigan Metal Fest tickets," and we will give a limited quantity away. All right? There you
I
go.
gotta tell you, I'm gonna flash it again for the legit music fans out there. This is it. Let me blow that up a little. Let me get it a little deeper. Michigan Metal Fest. Look at the lineup. Just some of the names on here. Like I said, even the PA people with Nailbite.
I'm going to give you
Traverse
some
the Abyss, etc.
points here about Michigan Metal Fest that make it unique.
Do it.
1, it's in an Arboretum State Park. It's not in a stadium. It's not in a parking lot. You literally go into a park of trees with art made out of gardens. And all this is part of your ticket. You can just tour it and go through it. You will never go to a music festival in such a beautiful setting as Michigan Metal Fest. Okay, number 2, their vendor Midway has more free giveaways than any vendor Midway I have ever been to at a festival. Every single vendor is giving something away for free. And you don't have to buy it. You just go right up to the booth and, "Here, thanks for coming. Here's a free gift." And
I like free.
every single one, I don't know if that's like a requirement or what, but every single vendor is giving away. And so Michigan has been recreation legal marijuana for years. They have a huge marijuana market. They have marijuana vendors there right in the Midway, giving out free weed, smoke all you want. I mean, I've never been to a festival where people were just handing me a bag of weed and were like, "Take us out of the crowd, smoke it with your buddies." And it was like, no questions asked. All right, let's go. So, I mean, when I say their Midway's got free giveaways, their Midway has got free giveaways.
My problem is I'll never want to come home.
And then for you, Beer Man, they have their brewery that they partner with comes out with their trucks with the taps on the side and everything.
Oh my God.
Every year they make a Michigan Metal Fest beer. And it's only sold at Michigan Metal Fest. And then once Michigan Metal Fest is over, they'll bottle and can up whatever's left and sell it out. But yeah, last year it was called the Demon's Hood, is what last year's Michigan Metal Fest beer was called. So the guys said it was very good.
Wow.
So they really enjoyed it. So again, there was, if you bought Demon's Hood beer, they gave you a free pint glass. That was great.
Jesus Christ.
And it was cheap. It was your pint glass. Keep it. And like I said, every booth was giving something away. It was crazy.
I love it. That's right up my alley. Who doesn't like free stuff? I want to
The
talk
last thing I'll tell you is this, Jeff.
Yeah.
For guys our age, Michigan Metal Fest is the way to go because it's only one day.
Truth.
You get in, you get out. It's not 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. You see it all in one day and you're out of there. So if you got a busy life or you're a little older and you can't handle, multiple days, it's a win. It's a real good win.
I got to tell you, and I'm going to use a little bit of foul language here. People say, "Oh, don't do that in your podcast." Shut up.
Yeah,
Vin,
we do whatever we want.
You are the fucking salesman, dude. You could sell ice to Eskimos in fucking Alaska, dude. Because I am so sold on Michigan Metal Fest, and my wife's like, you should try to get out there. I'm like this close. I'll know work-wise in a couple of days, depending on who's going where. But I got to get up to that. It sounds
Well,
incredible.
you know, if you make it, the Yo Show will be partnered up with American Mosh Pits, and we'll do some live broadcasting or record some shows, whatever you want to do. So I have full access media. So you go with us, and you'll be taken care of, and we'll rock it out.
That is incredible. So let's get off the cuff.
Yeah.
Rate the females at Michigan Metal Fest.
Rate the females.
Is it a good female turnout?
There's a lot of females there, and they definitely came to party, and they were definitely dressed as they should be for a heavy metal festival.
I like that because everybody always says sex sales appeal to the female side while selling to the male side. So, men, Michigan Metal Fest, get your goddamn tickets. Message my man Vin.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
I'm
come
telling
out.
you right now. You don't want to miss that. And last year, a general admission pass was only like $50 or $55. So I mean, it's
a lot of music for that money.
as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of music for that money.
Battle Creek, that's where you need to be in August. Battle Creek, Michigan.
I like it. Battle Creek, Michigan. He even has the accent. August 23rd, and like I said, a lot of great local names. One more that I know you're stoked about.
Let's see what you got.
Without giving away anything, I'll let you do your talking. And I know this is a festival you love. Incarceration, the granddaddy of them all. And I got to get my ass to one. Look at this friggin' lineup from independent bands to the biggest of the biggest friggin' names to motherfucking Slipknot.
Can you leave this up for a minute and
I go ahead.
Make some comments on that?
I'll tell you what, let's blow it up again. See if we make it a little bigger.
On Friday.
Makes us bigger too, but.
So for Friday, there's a couple things I want to point out. One, Alpha Wolf. Alpha Wolf is an amazing band, and they're going to I think they have an early step, but it's definitely worth going in early. Drain is going to be amazing. This is where it gets big time. At 7 p.m., Knocked Loose will take the stage, the main stage, as the co-headliner, and it is their first incarceration appearance.
Wow.
Now, what Knocked Loose has produced at festivals in regards to what the crowd has done has been mind-blowing. What we're being told is everyone needs to be prepared. This is going to be one of the most historic moments in incarceration history when Knocked Loose takes the stage at 7 p.m. on Friday.
That is incredible. And look at the names like Falling in Reverse. And I'm like, oh my God.
And if anyone's following Ronnie Reiki on social media, he is just absolutely hilarious with how he's calling people out. And the set that he's put together is going to be amazing. And all the haters are going to have just more fire to hate because it's going to be a big success when Falling Reverse hits the stage, folks. I got news for you.
That's pretty awesome. Saturday, I want to talk about Saturday because a band that you're very much in love with and close with and tight with, August Burns Red, is sharing the stage with like Marilyn Manson, Slipknot. Dude, give me some of that.
So one of the things that we're really excited for with August Burns Red is that, you know, every time they've played Incarceration, they've been at a time slot that was super early. Now you're going to be seeing them. So you got these like you got these what they call midday kind of headliner slots, and they're at like that 4 or 5 o'clock, and that's kind of where they're going to be. And by doing that, you're going to take the crowd attendance on their set from a couple thousand to 30, 40,000.
Easily, right?
Easily. And it's going to be absolutely amazing. And to be there and to watch them do that in that time slot and to watch that crowd is going to be great because we are tied into them. We're tied into Christmas Burns Red. And we're looking forward to covering them at the big show here and being able to talk about it later on. And then, you know, another one I want to talk about is Acid Bath is coming back. This is a huge reunion. Danny Wimmer Presents put a lot of time and effort and funds into making sure Acid Bath was at all the summer festivals.
Shout out to Danny Wimmer.
Yeah. So be sure to make time to catch that set. And that's Slaughter to Prevail. So I saw Slaughter Prevail at Incarceration 2023, and that was probably one of the wildest mosh pits I've ever been in my life.
Awesome.
So, and now knowing that it's going to be later in the day and more people are going to be there, because I mean, there's slots of 7 o'clock slot, it's going to be, the whole 40, 50, 60,000 are going to be there for Slaughter Prevail.
Talk to us a little bit about Sunday, because I want to bring up a
Yes.
band. I want to bring up In This Moment for starters,
Okay,
because
in this moment,
I love
last
female
saw-
fronted. I love that stuff.
Yeah, so we last saw In This Moment at Incarceration in 2023, and they put on an amazing set, even with everybody anticipating only a couple songs with all the costume changes and stuff. That's not what happened. Yes, she made her costume changes. Yes, they made set changes. They still had a full set, just like any other performer, and it was a good set. So anybody that kind of feels like they're going to get a little bit less with the In This Moment performance, you're incorrect.
And she's the sexiest woman on earth if you're a metal fan. Stop it.
Now, I want to comment on something that's happening at 2:30 p.m. on
Okay.
Sunday, and that's my friends, the Browning. The Browning, this is their first USA music festival performance.
Wow.
They've never, ever they've headlined European festivals, okay? But they have never played an American. So I am working with Akeem to set up some time that I can sit down with them before they take the stage, because we have a real good relationship with Akeem, and we should be able to get that. So we should be able to get some words with them. But it's going to be good because the Browning, a lot of their show goes with the light show. Well, when you're playing
I
at
like
2:30
that.
in the afternoon, there ain't gonna be no light show. Okay.
True.
So they have to take the crowd with their music. They have to do something that they haven't done in a while because they've been so into these clubs and theaters and being able to have their special effects. So him and I were talking about this when I went down Virginia Beach and covered them back in May.
Love it.
And he said, you're going to see I've probably seen 4 or 5 Browning sets now. And he said, you're going to see a set like you've never seen. He said, because
Wow.
we've had to totally change it to prepare to not have the special effects in our corner.
How about that? And
So that's a set you absolutely want to catch. And then, dun da da da, Lamb of fucking God.
amen. Holy
Want to
shit.
say one band Ben is excited for? It is Lamb of fucking God. So I saw them at Incarceration 22. That was in the rainstorm on Sunday, and there was still 50,000 people there in the mud. And then 2023, they played again, and they blew that place apart. And I am super excited for Lamb of God.
That is going to be incredible. And a little shout out to a Yo Show attempt that got booted a few times. Shout out to Kitty. I see Kitty on the menu. Tried a few times. They're like, well, they have nothing to promote and they're too busy. I get that. Hey, that's all good. We try.
Well, let me tell you something about Kitty. So Kitty, not many people know she has a radio show on, I think that's Octane, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's Octane, right?
Kitty, this goes back 2 or 3 months ago, highlighted Dying Oath, my sponsored band.
Wow.
Yes. She knows Mindy. She talks about Mindy. Mindy sent me a picture this morning at like 7 a.m. and it's Kitty wearing a Dying Oath at her set last night.
Holy shit.
Yep.
I'm going to say this right here before we go any further. Shout out to motherfucking Mindy. She's badass. Love Mindy around here. Dying Oath. Got to get him on the program. I know you've been trying to set that up.
I'm trying.
I know. And we're here for it. Especially Mindy. Love you. Love the band. Love the fact that you bring me such amazing fucking names, dude. You really do.
Well, I'm going to tell you something about Dying Oath right now. They were at a point where they were possibly gonna change directions, do some things, right?
Okay.
So they sat down, they had a team meeting. I gave them my 2 cents on what I thought. We're solid. We're gonna have solid what you have known as Dying Oath coming forward for a time to come. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's ready to put out Dying Oath music. and everybody's ready to blow it up. You have a whole new line of Dying Oath merch coming out now, and that's for their whole summer run that's starting right now. There'll be obviously Michigan Metal Fest and American Mosh Pits Summer Road Trip, August 9th, Danville, Virginia, Fifth Company Brewing.
That's friggin' awesome, man. There's a lot of great news to share and to know and to see. And I mean, you got to see some of these amazing friggin' videos that Vin shoots of moshing. Like, to me, my wife's like, don't mosh. And that's like the 10, 20 person brand. The type that Vin gets you will make your parents cry. You can find the amazing American Mosh Pits on Facebook. The page is American Mosh Pits. Instagram is American Mosh Pits, all lowercase. Website, www.americanmoshpits.com. YouTube, I'm telling you, I do it several nights. I go to YouTube, put on American Mosh Pits, I watch that shit, do it. Coming soon to Michigan Metal Fest.
Yeah.
Trying to get the incarceration. What do you think? Any media incarceration, Max?
I can tell
without
you that
spoiling anything.
I am currently in some meetings trying to get some things accomplished, and we'll have some more answers coming soon.
Man,
in regards to incarceration. I can tell you we will definitely, absolutely 100% we'll be doing tailgate interviews like we did at Sonic Temple. And, there's some more things we're working on, but I can't really talk about that yet. So
got it. I just want to be a part of it.
It's hot in the pan.
I like that. I'm excited for it. And I know you mentioned it, and sometimes I don't like to blow the cover in case there's hush going on.
Oh, no.
But
the only cover that we're covering right now is I got a big announcement with Nail Bite. That'll be coming out right around the 4th of July.
Ooh,
so that's going to be good. It's something big. It's something we've been working on for a while, and the time is all pieces finally came together. And I think around July 4th we're going to launch her. So get ready for that.
Talk about fireworks. Vin brings goddamn fireworks. This guy is a legend. I love watching him. Even like your day job, people, you're out there just selling it, man, and making us get engaged. You got a very good way of making us just lock into what you're saying. And like I said, I can only hope to share a mic, a screen, or something with you sometime one of these great festivals.
Oh, absolutely.
Again, you crazy bastards, whether you're watching live or recorded. American Mosh Pits, Facebook, Instagram, website. There's the hat with one of the coolest logos of all time. I got my t-shirts. Oh, my t-shirts.
I saw you wearing it in the Fight From Within interview.
Yes.
I watched your show while I was on vacation. I took some time and I wanted to watch that episode, and I watched a couple other ones. So we really appreciate you wearing the shirt, and we really appreciate you supporting our company and letting those bands get on there and talk. And that was very cool that was your first tour bus interview.
Yeah, it was. And how freaking cool is that? It's just a blast. I want to show everybody the cool logo. I mean, it's shared with Calloused, but that logo right there makes a badass t-shirt. And I like that front and back thing. That's freaking banging. I love the American Mosh Pit symbol. I'm proud to wear it because I consider you a good friend. I love what you guys do, man. I love what you do. Like I said, at Sherman Theater, like, hey, come hang out in our booth and meet the people. Let's just do it.
Well, look, if your wife and your work schedule all approves and everything works out, we're going to take care of you for Michigan Metal Fest. So
I love it. She might want to go. Like I said, she's got relatives close by, so she may want to come with us.
Hey, whatever. We'll take care of her, too.
No nagging. You be quiet.
Hey, it's all fun when you're in a ride to Michigan, baby.
I agree. Vin, anything else before we let you go for tonight you want to share with us real quick besides inspirational words, awesome bands, great venues, great tours?
One thing. This Friday, Denton, Maryland, the Heavy Metal Tool Guy tent sale. If you have a garage or if you own a shop, I'm going to have a tent sale at our Denton, Maryland store, and that's 420 North 6th Street in Denton. 10 to 2, tons of tools, shop supplies, tons of fluids, all marked down, super clearance pricing, tons of giveaways. So stop on out if you're out there. And I'll even have a musician out there strumming a guitar or something. So.
And fucking tell him Vince thank you, god damn it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, tell him Vin fucking sent you. Vin, I gotta tell you, man, every time we get together to chat, I feel like I'm talking to like one-on-one with like one of my besties, man. You rock, you bring great stories, great news, you're inspiration, you're so positive, and you
I
have so much
can't
power and
wait
belief,
to
dude.
next season go to a Flyers game together. I'm looking
I'm
forward to
down.
that.
I'm absolutely
can't
down with
wait.
that. I'm absolutely
So-
down with that anytime, bro.
Yeah, well, when that schedule comes out, you look at it and you let me know.
I will do.
right.
American Mosh Pits, everybody. Remember, I'm going to let that scroll down there for a little bit. Vin is the man. Some great festivals coming up, of course. The
Right
Queen,
there.
the Dark Store, Dark Star rather Collective presents
hmm
at the Queen. Some great bands weighing in. Desolation, For Fear itself, sorry, Floodgates, and the rest.
Floodgates is badass, buddy. Get ready.
June 29th, and of course, Michigan Metal Fest. I'm going to blow it up again. Don't play around. If you're a PA person, take the ride to see Nailbite and Traverse the Abyss and some awesome local bands, as well as some national bands. That's going to be freaking badass. I'm trying to get my ass there, and a lot more going. Then a
And don't
massive
forget,
thank you.
if you want free tickets to Michigan Metal Fest, just send me a message.
Send a message to American Mosh Pits while you're down there checking out all their stuff. And once again, buy the merch. Go on their site. Get that t-shirt. It is
Yeah.
awesome, I promise you. And it's got the logo on both sides. You cannot beat it.
Hey, thank you very much for having me on tonight. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, dude. Thanks for coming on. The door is always open to our house, me and you, man. So walk on in anytime. Love to have you.
Probably next time I come on, we'll be talking Eagles because it'll be getting about that time.
I like that. And I'm down for some Eagle stuff. Too.
Wait, I
Anytime.
got to show you one thing before I go. Let me
I'm
grab
in.
it, all right?
All right, I'm in. Ben is the best, man. We always had such a great time here.
Okay, you ready? You're going to like this. I
I'm
got
ready.
it custom made.
Oh, custom. Look how hairy I am.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
You like that?
I love it. I freaking love it.
And that's how we'll close out. Right there, baby. All right?
Absolutely.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Big shout out to Vin. American Mosh Pits. Thank you so much, dude. We were going to see you soon.
Love you,
One way or
Jeff,
the other.
man. Can't wait to hang out with you soon, buddy.
Much love, dude, as well. Like I said, Sherman Theater. It's been months. That's too long.
Too
Vin
long.
from American Mosh Pits gets my round of applause. Have a great night, dude. Thank you for coming on.
See you, buddy. Go
See you later.
Birds.
Go Birds. Go Birds. Go Phillies. Go all that stuff. Phillies are tied 0-0, bottom of the seventh. Vin from American Mosh Pits. And I got to tell you, there's people in your life that motivate you, that get you geeked out, pumped up, etc. I get that from Vin. Every time I talk to Vin, he gives me advice. So I said, dude, I want the yo show to do this and that. He goes, here's what it is, man. Come here. Do this. Keep it cool. Don't like jump into beer drinking. Just focus. And enjoy what you're doing. And enjoy your surroundings. I get that. Very cool. That's what I do with key concert series. I used to be like a guy, when I go to a show, drink some beer, get goofy. These key concert series shows, they help me focus. I want to be there to MC the band. I want to enjoy the music. I want to enjoy what I'm hearing and seeing. And that's the kind of stuff that Vince said, like, you got to, like, Sidney Sweeney motivates everybody. In case everybody forgot. But that's the kind of stuff that I like. Like, there's motivation in, sweet Jesus, in staying focused, being the moment, being the part, not trying to upstage, but believe in it. That's what we do here. And I mentioned Diggity Dave from MTV said to me, man, you know, like people peel their skin back, tell their story, be themselves. You come on this program, you're going to be yourself. You're going to tell us honestly. We're going to have some fun with it. Like I said earlier, I know we can drink beer on here. Drink a beer. Do whatever you got to do. Excuse me. Who's coming up on the Yo Show? I'm so glad you asked. We're going to scroll to the coming ups. I keep burping. Of course, tomorrow night, June 25th, Witch Force. Good rock band. Very solid rock band on the program. Witch Force. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. July 1st, from the band New Dilemma, lead singer Ashley Caroline. July 2nd, we get into the world of female fitness and competitions with my dear friend Yelena Rashina. I'm looking very much forward to that, July 2nd. We got a comment. Triple rail turn on the O Show. We got to do that. We got to make that happen. I love them. I love a lot of people that play with them as well. July 8th, singer Anna Christina Cash comes to the O Show. July 9th, a local star who was terrific, Abby Lee, on the program. July 15th, I don't want to upstage anybody I've already named because we got great guests, but July 15th, Cancel All Plans, Cancel Life. If you like some metal music, hard stuff with two singers with the cleans and the screams, the one and only Atlas at Hold. July 15th, cannot wait. July 23rd, Carly Batista, another great artist. July 29th, Philly dude back in the house. Shout out to our girl Beatrice Krimmel at Impact PR, who brings us Tim Johnson Jr. July 29th. We actually have some more that recently came booked in. Tuesday, July 22nd, our good friends from Moonroof come back. We love Moonroof. Tuesday, August 5th. And Wednesday, August 6th. I'm going to make a special banner for this for my dude Vin. I got to find the banner. I made it. August 5th. Another great American Mosh Pits approved band, Suicide Puppets. You want to talk about metal? Suicide Puppets in the house. Our dear friend Fallon Vendetta is a big fan of Suicide Puppets, and I'm a big fan of Fallon Vendetta. Gotta get you back on the program. August 5th, Suicide Puppets right here on the Yo Show. August 6th, another great metal band, Whalefall, will be here. The Yo Show's loaded up for the summer and ready to rock. Let's go real quick into our emojis. Taylor Moody, who was on the program last week, is our guest co-host. Thank you, Taylor, for popping in and giving us a little heart. My dear, dear love and friend, Angela Marie, who got to get on here to guest co-host again sometime soon. Rich Buscemi, a great music and metal fan. Thank you for the love. Thumbs up to Cheyenne Energer. Thank you. Steve Giordano in the house, my man. Kimberly Ann, Key Concert Series. Kim, adore you. Joey Sita, my man from Stealing Society. Of course, Derek Feldman. Todd Fry and a wonderful band. Seems Like Tuesday. All up in the emojis. Send us an emoji. Send us some love. Send us merchandise. Send us an idea. Send us a story. Send us a band. Send us anything. Tuesday, Wednesday nights, right here live. We do the Yo Show. Like I said, we're expecting Jewel TV back with us real soon. Jewel, your microphone is waiting. All I gotta do is match. I need somebody who's great with a roadcaster because I'm dying with it. All right, so we're after 10 o'clock. People said don't run long. Make sure you cut yourself at the proper time. Plus, I gotta leave and get rid of water mess. However, massive thank you to the band Calloused for an awesome appearance on the program. Big thanks to my good buddy Vin from American Mosh Pits coming on tonight, talking about some great shows that are coming up. Don't forget the one at the Queen. Don't forget Michigan Metal Fest. And of course, Incarceration to know more. Check out American Mosh Pits right now. www.americanmoshpits.com to get the skinny on everything that's going on metal. We leave you tonight with the amazing music of St. Ricketts at www.stricketts.com. Their brand new self-titled album is St. Ricketts. There's a little song in there called Where Fire Cannot Burn. You might have been hearing it for 8 years. God, that song's been out for 8 years, maybe more. Let's get the hell out of here. Much love, Jewel Tatey. Shout out. I love you. We're having you back soon. You're a dear. You're my friend. You're my buddy. You're my partner. You're my platonic love. You are the shit. Let's get you back here real soon. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Vin. Thank you, Calloused, St. Ricketts. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow night with Wish Force. This is the Yo Show.
Taste of it, poison deeper than you know. gets the taste of it, poison deeper than you know. Kindly answer this, was the point of it just to reach new heights of glow? So